Yes, sir. Geeks all over the globe, God. Welcome to a brand spanking new episode of Cuz We Geeked. Well, we encourage you to stay geeked, man. Listen, I'm feeling like a man that's from a galaxy far, far away. It's your boy Real. Got my cuz Will. We got BA in the building, and of course Big J, man. He think he Loki out here, man, with his background. Listen, we are back with a brand spanking new one for you guys. So do us a favor, man. If you guys are into geek content, whether it be movies or television, dealing with Marvel, DC, Star Wars, all the good things out there. Do us a favor, hit that subscribe button. Join us here every Tuesday evening, Saturday morning. And also, too, man, everybody, please hit them likes for us today. We definitely could use your help to build that algorithm up. We're still working at it. We could definitely use your help to build the algorithm. Also, too, follow us on our other channel, Cuz We Geek Clips, where we post some of the short condensed versions of the show. I'm going to try to do something different with that channel, but stay tuned. Just go ahead and hit that subscribe button, man, and you'll see what's going to happen over there. All right, fellas, y'all ready to get to it, man?
Let's do it.
Got a few quick hits we got to get to here, y'all. So let's get to these quick hits. So check it out, fellas. Let's go ahead and let the folks at home see this. It says James Gunn confirms. It's confirmed by the man himself. Blue Beetle fits very well into the new DCU, similar to Peacemaker. It says in an interview with Rotten Tomatoes, James Gunn says Blue Beetle fits very well into the new DCU, similar to Peacemaker. Xylo will officially return for the Blue Beetle animated series set in the new DCU universe. All right, cuz, what you think about this one, man? What's on your I'm gonna get me a Blue Beetle suit when I grow up mine out here, man.
It's a smart play. The movie was good. It was well written. It was one of the one of the few wins when it came to the DCEU. It was towards the end of it, end of the DCEU. So it was already up in the air as far as if it was going to be able to get pulled into the DCU. But it's a smart play, being able to say that it's actually going to be part of it. Y'all remember how old Xylo is?
What's that? Late 20s, I think.
Yeah, so him being young, that's what I was thinking as well. Him being young, that also helps as well. It's no need to go get a new Blue Beetle when he's 24.
Yeah, he just turned 24.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So it's no need to get a new. Yeah, the movie was fine. It was well written. Your star is only 24. It just turned 24 now. So yeah, keep on grow Blue Beetle and just have fun with it.
What you got, BA?
Nah, man, you had this was like the worst I guess selling movie in the DCU. So we have to start there, right? So I mean, if you take it that way and say, well, it can't get any worse, then yeah, I guess you can build from that. So we're gonna switch it to animated and see what we can do with that, and then might bring it back later. So with that being said, I just think maybe the surrounding news I think affected this. The fact that everyone knew that this could be like a standalone, which pretty much was like, hey, why waste my time going to watch it just like all the other Sony movies and things like that. So I think people put it in that category right from the start, and I think that's probably why it didn't perform as well as it could have. But the core movie was a pretty decent movie, so it wasn't bad by any means. It just didn't have the hoopla and the anticipation to go watch it. So but let's hope that James Gunn can actually do something with it. He said when this movie, pretty much when he took over, that Blue Beetle was actually pretty solid. So I do remember him saying that. So he stamped it from jump, but he also stamped the following Flash movie. But that's neither here nor there. So it's just I think we just go with this one, and I think he can take this, and I think he can take this idea of it. I think he can do pretty good afterwards. But it definitely was the worst selling movie in DCU.
What you got, Big J?
Well, so I don't know if I watched the movie. I didn't like the movie. I think tonally was weird.
What?
Don't stop. No, y'all saw this movie. It was not a good movie.
That's fine.
I like
it was okay. Well, the world agreed with me on this because on a budget of $104 million, how much money do you think this made at the box office?
About 130.
130.
I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But go ahead.
So it lost considerable money because it needed, usually you have to make at least double, theoretically, before you even come into the marketing stuff. So this one lost money. I don't see where this would be considered a success. And that, like I said, totally just didn't seem to fit in what they're trying to build with the new DCU. I can see if you take it animated, that's cool because you don't have to pay for all the special effects, and that's probably what drove the budget up. But yeah, movies like this, I just don't see it. I can see where they may be trying to appeal to the Hispanic market, and that's why they're trying to go with this to expand the brand. But I'm like, I just don't think that's a strong enough character, and I don't think the movie showed that it's compelling enough to bring anybody in.
I'm gonna start off with a bet that I completely disagree with you and B on this one. It's a lot to take from this. Let me start with this. BJ, you got your computer up right now.
Yeah.
What was the last movie in the DCU? DCEU, I'm sorry.
I thought wasn't Blue Beetle the last one in the DCU?
The last movie. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
So can you tell me what the movies right before, maybe the first maybe 3 or 4 movies right before that? What did they do?
Well, let's see. Your favorite movie of all time, The Flash.
Mm-hmm.
It did 271.
Mm-hmm.
Now Aquaman, I know did well. I don't know about the second Aquaman.
Mm-hmm. Second Aquaman. What did they do?
Let's see here. Lost Kingdom did 440.
Okay. What did Black Adam do?
Well, that was terrible. I mean, that was.
Gotcha. So the point I'm trying to make is that it was fighting an uphill battle, so it wasn't going to get any success because of we already knew at that time. That's why they decided to reboot the DCU because of that. It was not going to succeed off the back of those other movies in front of it. So that was one of the reasons why it failed. 2, if you watch that movie, there was nothing in that movie that tied you to the DCEU. I brought that up before. There was nothing in that movie that tied you to the DCEU. So they can simply slide that movie into the DCU. Now, you said tonally. I keep bringing this up because, matter of fact, James Gunn has mentioned this multiple times on multiple interviews. Each movie is going to have its own tone. There's not going to be a singular tone like in the MCU. And to me, that's a lot of the problem that the MCU had because all the tones are the same. To the point that it hurts some of the characters because some of the characters are so fantastical that they won't fit in the real world. So that's one of the reasons why I don't like the fact that they have the same tone in all their movies. And I think James Gunn, working under the MCU, he's learned that, which is why he said multiple times, each movie is not going to feel the same. Yeah, the characters are going to be connected because they're under the same comic book, but they're not going to feel the same. Each tone is going to be different. So that was the second thing. The fact that him as a character being within the DCU, he said so too. He is the first character of the DCU. Superman was the first movie of the DCU. So the fact that they're not saying he's going to get another movie, they're not necessarily getting another movie, but his character fits well with the other characters within the DCU. We already know James Gunn is one of those guys. He's going to take the fantastical characters we don't even know of, people, the average people don't even know of, the polka dot mans of the world, right? The creepers of the world, the kite mans of the world. He's going to take those kind of characters and make them, homemade characters or whatever, right? So with a character like Blue Beetle, it has some positive in my opinion. I feel like he could take this character and I feel like he can do something with it within this DCU. Big J.
I still disagree. So, all right. No, okay. So how about this? No, that'd be funny, but I understand what you're saying. The fact that it was disconnected, but I disagree when you're saying that all the Marvel movies have the same tone. Because to me, they don't. Like the James Gunn movie was totally different and had a totally different feel than a Captain America and Winter Soldier.
When I say tone, it felt like an MCU movie, though, right?
Not really. Like I said, some of those movies feel like.
So you telling me the Guardians of the Galaxy didn't feel anything like the Avengers?
The look. So when they came together, all right. When I'm talking about for the Avengers, when they brought in those directors and producers to help make them feel like they fit in, that fit. Mm-hmm. But from a standpoint of, you look at like I said, if you look at Captain America and the Winter Soldier, or Civil War, that looked nothing like it. It didn't seem to tie, or even Shang-Chi. Those did not have the same feel, tone of the other movies. Like that was the thing. When they were hitting on all cylinders, the MCU switched it up and they did genre movies, like because like I said, they did like
I
Ant-Man.
agree with you.
Yeah, Ant-Man was a heist movie. You know what I'm saying?
No,
and,
that I agree with you, BJ. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you look at it, feels like an MCU movie. And that's the main gripe that a lot of people have with the MCU, that literally all the movies feel the same. Just like I'm gonna give you another example. Because the tone, the way that they try to fit I said this before too, they try to fit their world in our world. James Gunn is doing the opposite. He's taking us in their world, right? And the fact one of the examples, I hated this. If you watch She-Hulk when they had the wrecking crew. So because that you tried to make fit their world into our world, you dumbed down the wrecking crew to the point they were just guys would just happen to find these little weapons laying around somewhere, and they got their ass kicked by She-Hulk. That's not the wrecking crew. If you know what the comic books with the wrecking crew, they're a little fantastical. But because they have a certain tone that they set, you can't bring that type of fantastical into that world. Which is why I remember when Iron Man came out and they were talking about coming out with Thor, that was the main question. How are you going to fit that fantastical within this so-called quote unquote real world? And the fact that it's not even magic, they try to explain it by saying it's like science and magic together. It's like, that's not what Norse mythology is. What are we talking about? And so because they try to fit it within that tone into that world, you dump down certain parts of the MCU to make it all fit within one. James Gunn is saying, damn all that. If this is fantastical and this is grounded, they're going to have their own set tones. It's going to feel completely different from one another. But you know it's all going to be within the DCU. But I do agree with you. Like you said, like I agree with the genres and all that stuff. Yeah. They try to set themselves apart with the different genres, but the DNA of the MCU is within every movie. And damn near, I can't say every show because, well, I mean, yeah, shows to a point, but with all the movies for sure.
See, I think when you come to the shows, though, like with the She-Hulk, I know what you're talking about because I saw that with the wrecking crew. But and I think that's a failure of a lot of the shows. They do try and reference a lot of things that they shouldn't try and put in a show because the budget's not there for it. And
well, not even that though, BJ. Just it's the fact that, like I said, for the wrecking crew, like what they can do.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we explain that we got aliens and stuff now? We just saw an alien take over the whole entire universe. Why we can't explain why can't that fantastical be within this world? No, that's just too out there. We're just gonna say, like I said, he found this hard hat that was, what's that the alien race that was on the first Avengers?
The Chitauri.
Thank you. Yeah, so all of their technology somehow still here. We just like, kind of changing it up, and then that's how we're explaining how to get these abilities. It's like, bro, come on, man. Like, why?
Well, that's like they shouldn't use those characters. You shouldn't always morph something to fit into a box. Like I said, to me, just if it is what it is in the comics, that's what I said before. If it is what it is in comics, just make that the story that you go with. And like I said, don't be ashamed of it being a comic book. Lean into it. That was the problem with Fox, because Fox was ashamed to be a comic. Yes. They were ashamed to make comic book movies, but they tried to make comic book movies that were ashamed of being comic book movies. And like I said, if as long as the MCU doesn't do that, and they, like I said, if they focus in on making comic book movies that act like comic book movies, but make them good movies, then I don't think they got a problem.
But well, the question I'm about to ask you, I guess we can wait till they get to that part because it's a subject kind of on the same line. Because I was going to ask you, what do you think? I guess we talk about that next. Like, what do you think? Do you think they're gonna change up their tone to where they're gonna tap more into the comic book? Cause we hearing that with Spider-Man. We saw it with Fantastic Four. Like, do you think they're gonna start tapping more into the comic book side and not run from it? Because what it is, a comic book movie.
Well, you saw what
I thought they said they were. A little bit ago.
I mean, I hope so. Because like if you're gonna reboot everything, just start from ground zero and set that tone early. Like I said, don't. It's a comic book movie. Like you see, it's working over in DC, right? Like just do that. I'm not saying copying off of them, but I mean, like, it's just like you said, it's a comic book movie. Because if you try to make it too real, like you were saying with the X-Men, then there's certain things you can't show on the screen because you can't really explain that within that realm. So that's my thing.
No,
like you said, BJ. Oh, go ahead, BJ.
I don't think so. I think they're going to get a little bit better with it, but to change the whole thing, I think they have what they think is a golden ticket, the Marvel way, and that's what you're referring to. So we're going to do things the Marvel way. We might get a little bit more animated in the sense, right? But we're not going to change from our philosophy because in their eyes, their philosophy got them to multiple billion-dollar films. So I don't think they're going to make a drastic change, and I don't think they're going to straight copy off of what DC and James Gunn is doing. They might think that's too childish. They're going to look at Fantastic Four and say, it underperformed versus Superman, but that was Superman. We almost had him with what we do here. So we're going to continue to do things the Marvel way and then see what happens from it. So they're going to make some changes because they have to, but they're not going to make, I guess, foundational changes. I don't think so whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. I disagree.
Oh, you think they are?
I think they have to, and I think that's going to be one of the follow-ups, like you're saying. But with this whole new, I think that they're learning the wrong lessons. I've said this before. I think Marvel has learned the wrong lesson. They think that people aren't coming to see the movies because it's too much homework. And like I said, I think one, it's about the quality of the product, but then also, like we talked about before, I think that every movie doesn't have to be a $250 million budget. And that makes those movies more profitable. Like, I remember we talked about it early on where Chad Stahelski, the guy that did John Wick, said he wanted to come in and do the new Blade movie. And I think the first John Wick's budget was like $37 million. And he said he could do Blade for $50 million. If he did Blade for $50 million and Blade makes $500 million, that's a huge hit. And so that's the thing they got to understand. And it would be a great movie because everybody loves the action and stuff. And that's what everybody who watched the Blade movie back in the day, it was about the action. It wasn't about all the special effects. It wasn't about all that. It was about good action, the attitude, and the vampire. Just leave it like that. Make it simple. Stop trying to make it all this other weird, fantastical stuff. Like I said, for that movie, like I said, because once again, the tone for that movie doesn't call for it. It could be a ground level, him just going out there killing vampires with the sword, with all the toys and the tools and the guns and the cool car. And I guarantee that movie will make a ton of money and make it rated R. Don't try and clean it up. And it'll be great. But like I said, let that dude make that movie for $50 million. I guarantee they'll be printing cash and be like, oh, wait, we can make good movies cheap. I ain't know we could do that.
Yeah, I've been saying that for the longest. I've been saying that for the longest, BJ. Yeah, they do. You're right.
You don't think that's going to happen, do you? Like, really, you really do that?
But here's the thing. Chad Stahelski is friends with Kevin Feige. Like I said, he studied under him, and Kevin Feige mentored him. That's what he's like, "Hey, dude, let me do this for y'all."
The Marvel way is to keep adding to what was basic. You hear the Spider-Man, oh, it's going to be ground level. Let me add this, or let me add the Hulk. Let me add this. Let me. Wait, you're taking away from what we want. You're going in another direction. You're going into your Marvel way of doing things. And so what we think is a ground level movie for Spider-Man, once you keep adding everybody, and then you got to add special effects for everybody, so on and so forth, it's going to turn into a regular Marvel movie.
But is that Marvel or is that Sony? Because remember what I always tell y'all, these studios are going to do what they do. Y'all can sit there and tell me it's a new day and all that, but like I said, Sony historically is dumb, and they make bad decisions.
Oh, ain't nobody argue with Sony.
But I said Warner Brothers. I told you, y'all was like, but Warner Brothers for the last.
But no, what you said we haven't. But I would agree with you on Warner Brothers if we've seen that under Zaslav. We haven't seen that under Zaslav though.
Idea,
like I said, he'll cut projects in a heartbeat for sure. He'll do that. But as far as like him meddling and all that, which is why he gave DC. He created another studio and gave it to James Gunn for that reason. So he like, yo, I trust you with this project. I'm letting you have full autonomy over there. You and Peter Safran. And so far, he seems like he's right. You know what I'm saying? He's 3 for 0, whatever. If you want to count Suicide Squad, the 4 for 0, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? So I can agree with you on Sony. I've been telling you for the longest. Like, when they had what's her name? Amy Pascal was over stuff. I was sitting there questioning, like, what are we doing? I don't know who they got over there.
Before it was Avi Arad, who's also he was just trying to sell toys. The problem, like I said, right now with Marvel, the biggest problem is that what's his name? Iger. Iger is worried about, he's not worried about producing necessarily quality. He's worried about trying to improve the value of the overall brand, because they said at some point he may want to sell Disney as a company. So he's trying to make sure that he can consolidate product, get all the brands right, and then make it look profitable, and then sell Disney to like an Apple or somebody like that, because Apple needs content for their stuff. He wants to sell the whole company, so he wants to make the company look profitable. So he's not worried about putting out the best content or investing in the best creatives. That's the problem. It's not even a Feige problem right now. It's a Bob Iger problem, because he's like, and like I said, Bob Iger's like, oh, we put out too many shows. That's what's messing up. No, and like I said, you need to invest more in that. Put out better quality shows. Try different stuff. Don't just stick to the Disney brand. Like I said, you got to go into the R-rated stuff. You got to go into the horror side of Marvel and all these other. Like I said, you learn that with Alien Earth. Alien Earth, that show looks great. The Predator looks great, but you got to lean into the adult stuff that's not all Disneyfied. If they do that, they can sit there and save the overall brand and make money and make it profitable. But you got to take your hands off and let it be what it's becoming, not what it has been for the last 80 years.
And you think that's going to start with Doomsday?
Like I said, that Doomsday, I don't know what Doomsday is going to be yet. Okay.
The Russo's doing it, right?
Russo's doing it. Yeah.
Okay. You think it's going to be more Winter Soldier, or you think it's going to be more Avengers?
Oh, it's definitely going to be Avengers.
That's Marvel way. That's the Marvel way.
Once again, I told you, I think that they screwed up. I wouldn't have brought them back. I would have brought back what's his name. But once again, all that to me is a desperation thing of, okay, they had our last multi-billion-dollar hit. But like I said, if you look at what's going on globally, it's not just Marvel fatigue like everybody keeps saying. There's way more to it right now than just being Marvel fatigue, because I was going to talk. So here's the thing: there was a guy who was breaking it down the other day that China used to be a huge part of the Marvel overall sales, and so now because
matter of fact, as far as movies, they're number 2 behind the U.S. When it comes to,
Russia also. So China and Russia were both. So we've cut Russia off from all the entertainment. So that means we cut off that money. China is the one that cuts us off. China's like, they determine what movies can come into China, and if you say anything in as a company, if you say anything in the movie that they don't like, they either edit it or they'll just block the movie from coming across. So what China has now proven is China, since the pandemic, has started developing their own IP, and the fans in China, like I think China's had a $2.4 billion movie, in China. That's a completely Chinese stuff. There's not nothing else, and so they're supporting their own IP. They're not as interested in our stuff because, like I said, we slowed down when we were producing, and like I said, there was a dip in quality. So they kind of like, well, let's move off of that. Plus, like I said, the government's just not allowing stuff because they're not trying to make American companies richer right now. So when you cut off that spigot, you losing like $400 or $500 million in box office revenue per movie for these blockbuster movies.
And BJ, that's why I think Superman got what he got. Because I think Superman would have got more. Remember we talked about that. China, it was a couple of other countries that didn't show it over there in their countries. Like you said, that's about 200, 300, 400 million right there. You know what I'm saying? So it could have made more money, but a lot of people don't talk about that though. You know what I'm saying?
But like I said, all they want to say is superhero fatigue, superhero. But I'm like, that's not what the world changed 5 years ago, and people have not adjusted to the fact that the world has changed. Like I said, we named how many $1 billion movies we've seen in the last 5 years compared to what we were seeing before.
We had just one this year, and that was Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, before that it was 2 to 3 a year. You'd see 2 to 3. If the movie didn't make $1 billion, it wasn't a blockbuster. And so we were seeing 2 to 3 of those a year. But now it's one a year maybe, and
one every 5 years.
I'm saying, like, if you may not reach it, and so that's why they have to change everything that they're doing, not just let's cut back on the number of movies. You can make more movies, but like I said, make them cheaper. Stream some of that stuff to stop doing all the previous stuff and all the special effects. Because like I said, like BA saying, the Marvel way has been when they develop a concept for a movie, they go in and do all the previous. They pre-do all the fight scenes and all the action scenes before they ever shoot the movie. And the CG guys come in, they start working on all that before the movie shot, before the director's even on. And then they tell the director to fit that in, basically, which, that's how you make a movie like that. So what you have to do is you make a movie from the ground up, not from the end backwards. And that's what they were doing. They have to change that part of it and then go back to stripping it down and making a real movie like a real movie company. And then that's when you get back to being successful. Like I said, but you strip out all that extra stuff that's not necessary. You stop doing rewrites. You stop trying to do rewrites on the day. Stop trying to do, and there's always going to be some, but you got to clean all that up. If you clean that up, it'll make sense. It'll be more cohesive. It won't be all these disjointed movies with lines that don't make sense, that don't tie to nothing. We've seen that before, and that's the thing. That's what they have to fix.
and you don't have to make every movie world ending. You saw that with the Ant-Man movies. That wasn't world ending. You know
No.
what I'm saying? Just make it, like you said, just tell a good story or whatever, right? World ending probably should be left more to like an Avenger movie or something like that. But other ones can be a block, a city, a neighborhood or whatever. It could be something like that, more personal. Like you said, keep the budgets low and all that good stuff. I've been saying that for the longest because a lot of people don't understand the higher the budget, that affects us as moviegoers and it affects our pockets, which is why you're paying $80 for one ticket at the movie theater. You don't understand that. While you're paying $100 for for a small, box of popcorn or whatever, right? All that has to do with it, which why I've been saying for the longest is keep those budgets low. But I guess that's not gonna change anytime soon. I guess hopefully they'll learn, but we'll see. I see what we got next, y'all. Check this out. So Ryan Wilson, known as Dwight on The Office, says he would love to play Plastic Man in the DCU and has already spoken to James Gunn about it. Quote, I've hinted to James several times, like, hey, man, you got to do something with Plastic Man. Close quote. Let's think about this one, BA.
No. I'm just no. The first thing I noticed is, like I said, I've seen this guy for quite some time. So I was like, how old is he's damn near 60 years old right now. I'm tired. If I got to take the role from Big J, I will. It's these old guys got to go. Just do something else. You ain't got to be a part of these superhero movies. I'm telling you right now, we don't want you. We don't need you. So let's go with somebody else, somebody a little bit younger, somebody that can probably stay within the role a little bit longer. And that's what we want. We want some type of continuity so we can actually build a following behind said person. So there's plenty others. I get because he wears glasses and he act a little goofy. Is that all it takes?
Right.
So let's go with it. We got Ben Schwartz. He's
my
cool
pick.
guy.
That's my pick.
That is not my pick though, but he looks the part. John Mulaney. If those that know John Mulaney, he's a good guy for that. Me personally, judging from stuff that I watched from him acting with other people on cast, that's what you got to see. Can they act with other big stars around them? To me, Max Greenfield is probably my premier guy for this. He came from the New Girl, New Girl, and he was with The Neighborhood with Cedric the Entertainer. That zany little white guy. They're perfect guys for this. I don't want Ryan Wilson for this particular role. So that's just, y'all can go ahead on and support the seniors if you want to, but nah, not me.
James. Big J about to support it. What you think?
He got to support his own kind. I get it.
I don't curse. Nah, he's 59 years old, man. He's too old to come in and play this. And once again, you don't want to start a situation where you want somebody that can play a character for the next 10, 15 years as you're going to be 70 years old trying to,
try to stretch.
Like I said, Ben Schwartz is good. I like John Mulaney. I love it. He actually is supposed to be coming to town in the next few weeks. I got a thing pop up say he's going to be in town performing, so I might have to go check him out again.
At the Improv.
Yeah. They said Jack Quaid is another one who's interested in he's young enough he could probably, and I like him in The Boys, so he could be good.
I could see it.
Yeah, he's good. I like him. He's been in a bunch of stuff and he's funny. He could be a fun to do. So I think something like that. You got to go younger. Make it somebody that actually who could pull it off. But no, not right. Brain don't even look like He don't even look like the part. He just.
You need somebody more like you said, the Jack Quaid build. You know what I'm saying? The Ben Schwartz build. You know what I'm saying? Somebody more like that. Like he kind of. What you think, cuz?
Typically, I'm always on the side of Ryan Wilson, but not on this one. Now, if they go with Ben Schwartz, they have to find something for Aziz Ansari, because the two of them in Parks and Rec is fantastic. So they got to find something.
What's Plastic Man's girlfriend name? She could be that. She could be her.
No, Aziz, the dude. Short,
I thought you were talking about old girl. My bad. Yeah.
No, the sister. No. The brother, his friend, Aziz, the comedian. I
Yeah, I need to talk about
the two of them
I can't think of
being on screen together, I think would be hilarious. Yeah, his sister in the show was hilarious as well.
I knew you were gonna say that. I was thinking that too, like he's younger.
That would be crazy, but for this one, right? This one's brain is 12 with this one because it will be short lived with the new DCU. But yeah, going younger will be on the better side, and seeing Jack Quaid do will be pretty intense and very interesting as well.
Y'all wrong. He needs to be plastic, Ben. You're not playing. No, y'all right. When I saw this, cause at first I thought they were saying he was gonna be cast as Plastic Man. I'm like, man, that's not the pick I would have picked. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like he could be if he want to be in the DCU so bad, he could be somebody else. I just don't know who. Maybe like Toy Man or somebody. I mean, he could probably he could be Toy Man or somebody. You know what I'm saying? He got the glasses or whatever, depending on which iteration of Toy Man. He could be a Flash, Rogue Gallery guy or something. Either one of them, like I don't want him as Plastic Man. Like y'all was saying, we gotta start casting some of these guys, these more younger guys, man, that can carry these characters, man, for at least the next 10 years. Bro.
Yeah, Puppet Master.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought Puppet Master was in Marvel.
Oh yes, I thought it was. What about
he can play the guy with the puppet on the hand? Not the.
Nah.
Who's the other one? Who is
you thinking of ventriloquist?
Ventriloquist. Yeah. You think so? Just a bumbling, because he's a bumbling fool.
But no, he's more the ventriloquist. Ventriloquist is more. You talking about him as a puppet?
Yeah. No. Let him be the
human, actual ventriloquist. Okay.
Yeah, and let the gangster puppet the
just get him away from DCU. We don't need him. Why are we trying to find a hope for him? He can go find something else. He can go somewhere else. I
don't know about the ventriloquist, because ventriloquist is more like kind of like a real quiet, shy type person, and he definitely ain't no shy person. I can't think of somebody off the top of my head who could play that character, but yeah.
I was thinking Simon Stagg, not Puppet Master. I was confusing.
Oh no, he's not Stagg. He definitely not Stagg. Stagg gotta be somebody older.
Oh, he's old. He's 59. How old you got to be?
I mean, like gray hair. You gonna give him some gray hair?
I don't think you got to give it to him. He got a gray beard.
So okay, let me ask you a question. So you remember the Superman when Metamorpho was sitting on the couch with that girl?
Yeah.
Does he look like he's old enough to be her dad?
He's 59. He could have a 30-year-old daughter.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Especially if we're talking about long runs, he just get older and more gray.
Well, as long as he dies, I guess that's fine.
Hey, he part of.
We don't need him for multiple movies, so we got to get him out of here.
Hey, maybe we're gonna have you in a cameo. That's it.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Check this out. See what we got next here, man. So this is a rumor. Chris Evans is rumored to have begun filming Avengers Doomsday. Big J, I'm gonna ask you: have you heard any news about him actually being in the movie?
I kept hearing stuff because remember, as they've been talking about the whole fight thing, they were trying to figure out who it was, and everybody was like, "Well, no," because I think everybody assumes Chris Evans is already on site, and I've been hearing that. Because remember, even we talked about the whole thing with the incursions, where Doom going back and stopping the incursions, and they were saying that him and Peggy's whatever incursion thing was one that started one, so that he was targeted. So yeah, I think everybody assumes he's in the movie. I believe that's not like a big secret. Because even remember they talked about the Luke Cage house thing that popped up, earlier on in production. They said that was probably his code name, is what people figured out. That his code name was Luke Cage.
A place name. What is that? Placeholder name.
And that's why, so people would be confused when they were shooting, because they said the house looked like Peggy and his house, and that's what they think that is. That's what they built on stage. It's supposed to be going back to him and Peggy's house. So yeah, I think he's there. I think he's probably been shooting.
What you think, Cuz?
Yeah, I agree. I think he's been there. I think they had to also bring him into Cool Tensions. He's a cat. Cool Tensions is all the fighting and stuff. But yeah, I think it just makes sense that he's going to be part of it. everything from the going after incursion, those who cause incursions, and he's by far one of the ones that's caused it. So it just makes sense that he'll be in it, and yeah, big filming at this point. So, yeah.
Okay, what you think, BA?
I got
You gonna be? I been say you gonna be the opposite. Come on, man.
So just real quick. So Luke Cage can't have a similar house to Peggy and old Cat. Like so, well, he gotta have some rundown hood. He can't just like get enough of the city and just want to go out to the suburbs. We can't have that for Luke Cage. Luke Cage can't be peaceful, chilling with Jessica Jones. You can't have that. Understood.
No,
understood.
He in Harlem.
I just wanted to see.
Was it Harlem or Brooklyn? I think
Harlem. Yeah, Harlem. It's Harlem. Yeah.
It was Harlem. Yeah. So
did you see a picture of the house? Have you seen the house?
Yes, I saw the house.
Okay, then come on.
The houses like that sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Not in Harlem.
Question. So Will, do you think that Chris Evans is really Captain America? Like, yes. So he just comes on scene as just like, hey, yo, that's Cap, so we can't fight. I'm just asking. Yep. Like, yep. You don't think that Robert Downey Jr. and Ryan Reynolds look at him as just Chris Evans, or you think they look at him as Captain America like we do?
No, he's persona. He's Cap.
Okay.
No, he's Chris.
I think he's Chris. I think they was going to fight regardless if they was going to fight.
I thought you were saying it was. I thought you were saying it was Chris and Robert fight. I thought you were going with that.
No, it's just like
trying to say that.
He step on scene. It's just like, hey, yo, that's Cat. Yo, we got it.
Hey man,
we got to be under control right now. It's Cat right there. So I don't think
chill, Chris.
So. No, it's just it's about time. He needs to go ahead on and get his scenes. So nothing. It's like you said, it was expected for him to start doing it. So I'm confused. Not necessarily confused. I guess I'm anticipating whether they go which route they want to go. They might go both. I like to see him doing like another Hydra dark type of Cap if they can do that. And I like to see him having that. I want to say a dumb look, like a befuddled look, like, oh, so I caused some of this? Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did, Cap. You're not as perfect as you like to be. And Cap's my guy.
Told you to come back.
Is like one of my favorite movies. But I would love to see just how he deals with like, my bad, y'all. My bad. I guess that saying, what's the thing? That ain't work out too good. My bad, guys. I should not have left that. You know, it's just a lot of things. So I hope they play to at least some of those things. And it's good to have Chris back, man. Chris is he's definitely missed in the MCU world.
So y'all think they're gonna bring back old Chris? I mean, I say old Chris, old Cap, old man Cap.
No, I don't think he's gonna be old man Cap.
Younger.
I think he's gonna be younger.
Wait, no, I'm talking about like you think. I mean, I know they'll probably bring a variant of him younger or whatever. But I'm saying like you think they'll bring the old man Cap within the 616 back for some reason, and maybe I don't know, maybe they turn him young or whatever. I don't know, but I think he'll be back in any type of shape, form, or fashion. No,
he'll be fighting Cap. He'll be in fighting. I
don't think that he will.
He'll be ready to fight.
What, it's gonna be him and Isaiah Bradley tag team in Dr. Doom or something. What are we talking about?
Well, you know, in the comics, he got his youth back. So I thought maybe they'll find some kind of way to get his youth back in the movies, like, you know, seeing if there's like what BA was just saying, maybe like because we heard rumors gonna be Hydra Cap gonna be in here, right? So he could probably be doing something there with Doom or whatever, and then like he'll see that and like he'll probably come to the Avengers like, yeah, I want to help or whatever, and they'll try to find some way to turn him young again, maybe like, you know, Doctor Strange or something, or do some kind of spell or something or whatever.
There is a problem though with that, right?
What's that?
Chris Evans has lost all the muscle. He done slimmed down. I saw a picture of him in his last thing. He's skinny, so he gotta
beef back up.
Unless he started immediately buffing back up to be Cap again. He was quite slim. So they say people was like upset if he come back looking like he, huh?
That you know that leads into our idea. So they said that Peggy's shooting as well, right? So Peggy's shooting.
Yeah.
Do you think they take some kind of storyline from What If, where you have the scrawny Chris Evans maybe in some type of mechanism or something like that, and they make Captain America to Peggy and let her do it? I'm just spitballing.
I mean,
the fact that he just said that he's skinny, so he's not Thorish coming into set. He's not like 6'2", 220, 250 going into set. So he's scrawny. He's not. That's a lot of CGI.
Because also too, to kind of piggyback off of that, bro. The fact that I think they said that she is going to be Captain Carter in the movie. So yeah, she'll be Captain Carter. So I could see that. I can see that. I never thought about that, but you're right, because we're not hearing him being the Captain America, like we're not hearing Robert Downey Jr. being the Iron Man or whatever, right? I heard some rumors earlier that he's gonna be multiple, Tonys or whatever. It might be, I don't know, but so far we got him as Doom. We're hearing those rumors that Chris gonna be Hydra Cap and all that stuff. But that could be something, BA. We are talking about variants and multiverses and all that stuff. So I mean, it could be. If she's gonna be in the movie as as Captain, as Captain Carter, then yeah, I could probably see that. Okay. Now we would say, BJ, you should say something.
No, I was just make a joke, but no.
I thought you thought you heard. Like you might have heard something. Okay.
No.
All right, let's see what we got next, man. Here we go, y'all. So check it out. Many dead heroes and villains will be brought back to the MCU after Avengers Secret War. Let's see what they're talking about on this. It says, according to Cosmic Circus, multiple dead heroes and villains will be brought back to the MCU after Secret Wars. This is because the MCU's reboot will cause certain past events to unfold differently. I kind of mentioned that before. I was like, I think it's gonna happen. I remember when I know BA was talking about people dying and all that stuff, and I said, yeah, that's fine, they can die, but I think they're gonna bring them back regardless anyway. You know what I'm saying? When they reset everything, I think they're gonna come back anyway, so it didn't really matter. So, but what you think about this one, cuz?
I yield my time to BA. Go ahead, do your thing.
In order for them to not be here, they either gonna have to show some scenes of people dying, or they want to maybe do a flashback or something like that, or just maybe they just die in the one or two movies of Doomsday or something like that, and then they bring them back. But the overall factor, the common denominator, is somebody got to die. So in this whole movie, if I get plenty of people, going 6 feet under, and they happen to come back, I'm okay with that. I don't need that significant death anymore. We did that. We tried that with Robert Downey Jr. and all that. I've seen it. It was touching for a little bit. I don't need to feel that no more. I just need to see people kick the bucket. So long, the more people kick the bucket, I can just see a picture of just like 30 buckets getting kicked down the road, and I'll be happy. So depends on who it is. It really don't matter. It could be come one, come all. They all can kick the bucket and they come back, then so be it. As long as I get to see it on screen, I'm okay with that.
What you got, Big J?
It's all gonna happen off screen. Everybody they're just gonna mention.
No, sir.
I can't believe.
I'll walk out.
I can't believe what he did.
I can't believe what he did over there that you can't see.
Just over there to the left. All the people just died.
Just believe what I said happened over there.
Yeah, a big explosion. Boom. Like, oh no.
No, you know what you're gonna do? They're gonna have Ice Cube reacting to them dying to the left of him on the scene.
My son. My son.
Yeah, man. But like I said, it makes sense because they had to reboot. They're gonna do the reboot like they said. They're gonna recast everybody, and they said the whole point is after this is all said and done, they said it's basically the new world that's formed is gonna have where everybody's been here the whole time. So there's no why didn't you show up for this? Why didn't you show up for that? They said all the X-Men are gonna be back. All of those gonna be here with the new cast, and that's gonna be the world going forward.
It's kind of like what they did in the CW universe. They just once they had the Crisis on Infinite Earths, everybody was on the same planet. You know what I'm saying? One world. So yeah, I mean, we figured that was gonna probably end up happening, man. This was the best movie to do it in as far as Secret Wars, because we already know the outcome based off the comics. So, what you think though, cuz?
Yeah, it just makes sense for them to do run it this way with the reboot. It does seem like it's bits and pieces of Disney and Marvel trying to act right. So we'll see how if they continue to do so. But yeah, I agree with BA. It doesn't have to be anything significant. Just have people getting snuffed out of here.
Oh wow, man. Listen,
I said
man.
kick the bucket. He said stuff. We're in two different worlds. I'll just
Oh, BJ wants him to die. Want to die peacefully is what he wants. Just peacefully. Shh, lay down, go sleep. No. What I about to say? Listen, they gonna have to reboot it. You know what?
Mhm.
Now that I don't know if this is their original plan from the get go or whatever. Maybe this is the reason why they decided to go with the multiverse, because they kind of knew that they were going to, because when they came with the multiverse saga, didn't they already? Was it the Secret Wars already one of the movies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, so
It
they
was
probably
already
had an
planned out.
idea that they were going. Yeah, okay, so they probably had an idea they were going to reboot it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I was sitting there thinking the other day, man, I was like, why didn't they do something like the perfect saga that they could have did right after the Infinity Saga, when people were starting to kind of get back to normalcy and all that stuff? They could have did Secret Invasions as a saga. They could have did that. That way, you would have had these different movies with these different characters. What's wrong with that? Secret Invasions.
Because we got the perfect version of Secret Invasion. We got Gaia. We got all that. That was chef's kiss. No changes. No notes. Just leave it like it is.
I was trying to just stretch it out, you know what I'm saying, to the whole entire saga, but you right, my bad. But I was saying what they could have did is kind of like how they did in the comics, where for example, the Avengers or whatever, right? They could have had to where Captain America turned out to be like a scroll, but they don't know that yet. But at the end of that movie, you would have saw Captain America, body swapping with one of the scrolls or whatever. You see him interacting with the Avengers and all that stuff, and you just see all these different characters. And then toward the end, you would kind of saw somebody kind of put two and two together, like he did in the comics or whatever. And then they could have had their Secret War, what's called Secret Invasions, Avengers movie at the end or whatever. And I think that was a missed opportunity. And then they could have flushed out the multiverse saga a little better. But now, looking at knowing what we know now, they probably did that for a reason, so they can reboot everything. Because Marvel only makes Marvel movies. You know what I'm saying? They don't make buddy cop movies and romantic comedies and all that stuff. They make Marvel movies. So it's kind of like doing like a James Bond movie where they're constantly rebooting James Bond. This is what we own. So you got to keep the property going by rebooting these people and keeping them younger or whatever, to the point that they can make multiple movies or whatever for like at least 10 years or something. So that's probably what their plan going to be. They just happen to use it in a more creative way with the Secret Wars. We saw it in the comics what happened before. So they're using this chance to reboot it. So then probably another 13 years down the line, they're going to reboot it again. Now, I don't know if they're going to find a creative way to do it. They might just up and say, this is Captain America right here, y'all. Just deal with it or whatever. But yeah, I was just wondering that. I was like, I don't know why they didn't do something like that first and then work their way to the multiverse. But they're doing it because of that. I'm not mad at it.
I think in 13 years, BA gonna come in like Frank Castle and just mow everybody down, and they're gonna start over. That's what's
enough people ain't dying, bro.
Yeah.
What you got, PA?
No, I was just thinking when you started to go through the Secret Invasion and things like so, we're trying to stretch things and trying to answer unknown questions and why didn't we do certain? I'm still trying to figure out what happened in Budapest. So while you try to figure out the different scrolls and stuff, and I still haven't gotten that answer. So please, somebody tell me what happened in Budapest.
Hold on.
I think that was a waste.
That was in Black Widow.
That
was in Black Widow.
Didn't they explain that in Black Widow?
Yeah.
Who was missing in that movie?
Hawkeye.
Thank you. That could have been just them two doing their own little, like you said buddy cop. So all those things like, yo, that should have been one or two in a different version of a Winter Soldier, but just them two leading the whole damn movie versus what we got. I'm sorry. That's why it just my mind started to twist towards that. Could have had a reenactment of what happened. Just both of them just tag teaming and doing different stuff and just having a great movie. That's really where the MCU started to drop that damn Black Widow movie. If you really want to break it down,
well, they should have. That should have came out about 5 years earlier. That's the problem. Black Widow should have came out earlier instead of after she did. Nobody cared about it.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody knew she died, so it's like, what are we doing? I was going to ask with the Black Widow. Y'all think that they're going to just make Yelena the Black Widow, or they're going to recast Natasha?
I think Yelena.
Recast.
Elena.
I think she's young enough. She's popular.
She gonna be in Spider-Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rumors,
correct. So clearly she's starting to branch out other than being with everybody. So yeah, I might as well make it her.
Y'all want her in Spider-Man?
It's the Marvel way.
It really is. That's a lot of characters, bro. We don't know nothing about this movie, and they just keep adding folks. I don't know, bro. It's starting to. I'm starting to sound like Big J on BA. I'm starting to sound like Big J. It's too many characters, bro, and I feel like you're taking it away from Spider-Man. Now we could watch it, and like I said, it could feel like a Spider-Man movie. I get it. I'm just saying on the surface, you steady adding all these folks or whatever. And I've seen people playing clips of like her saying she want to be in the movie with Tom Holland, and then Tom Holland want to be in the movie with her. Then also we heard these rumors. I'm just like, here we go. Man. You already got Punisher and Hulk. We still trying to figure out how that's gonna work. Then we got the Sinister Six, which we still don't know because they trying to keep the villains a secret or whatever. And so I don't know, man. I hope this movie's good, but we talking about cramming all these characters in here. We got less than a year for this movie to come out, so I don't know. What was that, BJ?
No, I said they didn't cast me in the movie. What you talking about, man?
I guess so. Brother Cass and everybody else. You about to have a cheer.
Somebody gotta go.
What you about to have? Matter of fact, ain't they doing the casting this week for Avengers?
Allegedly.
We burning down Marvel Studios, man. They don't come up with this second list, man. I'm tired of people guessing. I was watching New Rockstar. They was guessing too, trying to, you saw that too. Yeah, they were trying to guess who. I'm thinking they heard something. Yeah, I'm thinking they heard something, man. I was like, bro, you saying stuff that you heard people on the internet say. But yeah, let's get to this last one here, y'all. Check this out, man. I hope y'all ready for this one. Oh man, I just took it off the screen. Son of a. Oh, let's see if I can put it back on here. Where you at? All right, check this out, y'all. Hope y'all ready. Cause you about to have some angry males in the comment section after the show. Check it out. It says Marvel is worried about declining male attendance to their recent movies. Says according to Variety, Disney and Marvel Studios are worried about declining male attendance to their recent movies. They are looking for better ways to bring back young men, specifically aged 13 to 28, back to the brand in a meaningful way. What do you think about this one, Big J?
Tell better stories. And no, I mean, like, once again, focus on the characters you got. Tell better stories. And I think, like I said, you just have to reach out and figure out ways to incorporate things that are interesting to them. I know they mentioned maybe bringing in more video game stuff because they've been losing a lot of those people are spending more and more time playing video games instead of watching IP, because video games in itself has become its own IP. So they want that's why they want to focus and switch over to do stuff like the Marvel Heroes and all that, so that they can get those people back invested in that world and then try and hopefully suck them back into the movie side versus just playing games and then, or figure out a way to monetize the video games, because they got to make money, because video games is its own type of entertainment that people underestimate, and so that's what they got. They just need to figure out a way to tap into the video game side, pull them back in that way, monetize that, and then go from there. But that's going to be their hope.
What do you think, Cuz?
Yeah, I agree. Combination of telling better stories. I think, and it's it's going to be a combination of having to pull other media into it as well. So that's a smart play when it comes to the video games. Also, it's a combination of, I think we've mentioned it before, like your Spotify, your podcast and stuff like that. How Spotify has the comic books stories as well on it. There could be another media that they can use to feed into stories as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a homework thing, just to be like some more backstory, some more information, just additional stories that lead up to your big box office movies and stuff like that, things like that, that they can get into. I think they just have to tell better stories and get a little creative to be able to get the new generation of guys to the movies.
What you got, BA?
I mean, I hear y'all, and y'all saying like good stuff. I'm on Marvel Rivals. They do tie in a lot of the movie stuff within different skins and stuff like that, different costumes and things like that. So I definitely understand that angle. But at the end of the day, just hire, just make a film for like a badass character. Like what we doing? Like we didn't have this problem when the MCU was based off of Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor. That wasn't an issue. It wasn't no issue at all. So give them some. Listen, at the end of the day, we are not the minority when it comes to this situation, right? What it is what white males. That's the minority.
Wait, no, somebody you.
That's just what it is. That they are the majority, and we just try to see if we can get some representation amongst that, right? That's what we here for. But at the end of the day, that's the ones that brings everybody out, brings the whole family out, so on and so forth. It's just the white males. It is what it is. So. What was the last movie that we did, Marvel? Fantastic Four. Oh, well, if you look at that movie, Sue Storm pretty much stole that movie. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. She took over that movie. So they don't have anybody to link into. What movie did well for them? The Deadpool Wolverine. Guess what? Guess who went out and drove us to go see that? That demographic. So just give them something along those lines. So Spider-Man is trying, but I think he's on. I ain't gonna say he's on his last legs. It's just we seen Spider-Man over and over again. Like we seen him. So they give me somebody else. Maybe Doom would do it. Maybe somebody else takes over in Doomsday. But at the end of the day, like I said, we didn't have this problem during Phase 1 or Phase 2. Even Guardians, before you switch it over to a rocket when it was based off of Star-Lord, we didn't have these issues. It was something that they could see themselves being great, just like we saw Black Panther, and then what they do to Black Panther 2, right? I still watched it, but I ain't damn sure I watched it as much as I saw Black Panther 1. You know what I'm saying? It's just I love Shuri, but I'm like, yo, I need T'Challa. That's just who I need in this movie. Why we think we keep clamoring for Blade? Blade is a cool ass character. That's true. But Blade is a cool ass character that kicks ass that we can relate to. Like, yo, that's Blade. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, put some dark shades on with a little shortcut. I could be Blade in the sense if I want to, and then somebody got to die from Blade. So it's just that's just what it is. So I think that's just the overall thing that we're not necessarily saying. Well, you probably piggyback off of it. It's just it just makes sense. You cannot sell white women to be perfect like that. It's just it doesn't. It failed. It failed. It's just it is what it is, Big J. It is what it is. If you think of the Trinity only works because you got two others. That's white males. When you have Superman and Batman, then a Wonder Woman is great within that Trinity. But if you had Wonder Woman and Supergirl, and then you try to throw in a third one, it doesn't play the same way. So you need your guys and let them be the stalwarts, and then everyone else can attach on to that.
All right. Can I throw something out there for y'all though?
Go ahead.
So remember what I was talking about. So do you know what the worldwide box office was last year? $30 billion. You know what the worldwide video game sales were last year?
What was it?
$187.7 billion.
Dang.
And I looked it up just to see also streaming last year was $230 billion. How much money streaming revenue? So like I said, box office is going away, I think, to some extent. And they said that another one of those things we talked about earlier, while all this stuff is dropping, the studios are not as invested in making money in the theaters because they have to share so much revenue with the theaters. They said it was recently a case too that just came down where, because for years movie studios couldn't own theaters, but they said now that they can again.
Yeah, because don't somebody own what's the one, Alamo Draft House, I think.
Well, I think they're gonna start branding them. They're gonna start actually branding them as like studio theaters. Like, but they're saying that's the thing, like because that's why they want to push towards streaming, because they said even when they do the digital releases, they make like 95% of the money from the digital release compared to having to do a 50-50 split with a movie theater. So that's why they don't care if it goes straight to digital, and I can make another set. Because what was that Wicked, they said made $78 million the first week on digital. So forget what they did in the box office. They've made all their money in digital. That's half the budget. So that's what they're looking at now. Is they're trying to figure out different ways, but because we get hung up on box office, but they're looking at we make more money not being in the box office. And so, but like I said, that's why they need to tie in with the video games, because like I said, video game is a much bigger market because those experiences last longer. A movie lasts 2.5 hours max, 3 hours if you're doing one of the adventure movies. A video game like Call of Duty, you may play for, I think,
10, 20 hours,
40, 50 hours. I mean, especially when you go to multiplayer and all that. So that's the thing. They got to figure out ways to tap into that kind of stuff and to get that kind of attention and eyeballs on the screens and on their characters.
So it's a way to keep the money flowing. So just like I said, just on the Marvel Rival side, to keep it within this scope that we talk about, you have Marvel Rivals, which is a game which you got superheroes battling superheroes and super villains and stuff. So after the initial game, which is free, right? That's how they hook you in. Boom. Now you want to buy the battle pass, right? The season pass. Okay, that could be $15, $20 right there. Okay, boom. After you do that, now next season, then the next season, then the next season. Within 3 to 4 months, you already gave them about $60 to $80. That's one thing. And then when every skin that comes out, every costume that comes out, oh, that's cool, that's fly, that's a little animation. That's an extra $20 per $15 to $20 per costume that you're getting, or per costume pack. That adds up. You can what you used to do back in the day when we used to play video games $50 to $75. That was it. You might get some DLC, but that pretty much came with the game in a sense, right? That was it. Mm-hmm. That was finite. That was how much you paid. You move on to wait till the next version come out, whatever the case may be. Now these things are it's just an endless hole. It's an endless hole of money that we're spending. So yes, to Big J's point, I know I done spent close to, Lord Jesus, definitely over $200 on this free game, in which I can't say that I did for any particular single MCU / DCEU whatever project standalone. I have not done that. So yes, they if that's the case and that's the angle that you're going with, they do need to do a better job at their video games. That's true. That's a true statement.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I guess the picture right here give it away. Y'all already know what the main problem is, bro. BA already talked about it. It's a certain demographic. It's like for everybody else, we just gotta accept whatever we see on the screen. We should complain about it. Just be happy with what you see on the screen. There's a certain demographic that gets to pick and cry and whine about something that they see on the screen. The fact that I bring this up all the time, you got 100 movies, you had 99 movies that represent you. You get one and you flip the hell out. I never understood that in my life. I remember we talked about it when the Fantastic Four came out. When Sue was the one who pushed Galactus, everybody and their mom was online flipping out because she gotta they want these everybody they want the white male led person to be the one who saved the day. They want the women to fit into the traditional the damsel in distress. They weak, they need help, all this old stuff. They can't be the ones who save the day. You know what I'm saying? They want the people of color to be the bad guys or whatever. Like it's what they want. So because they're seeing more and more women like the Captain Marvels of the world, the Sue Storms of the world, they get their damn feelings. And so that's the issue that we're having right now with these movies. And like I said, I don't care who saved it. Fantastic Four was a good movie to me. I didn't care who was the main person who saved it or whatever. It could have been Franklin, the baby. You know what I'm saying? I didn't care. Like it was a good movie. You know what I'm saying? Like it fit within that story of how they won, against him or whatever. Like who else is gonna push him in there? You know what I'm saying? And she died trying to do it. So it ain't like it was just something easy support. Like, get in there, shut up. Like, no, she died doing it, and she also needs somebody else's help to push him in there. So it's not like she did it on her own or whatever, right? And so that's why I said, like, man, that's the issue we having, man.
Which was another female, by the way, but go ahead.
But yeah, exactly. So they didn't like that.
But at the end, she was brought back to life by a white male. So there you go.
No, he gotta be within 13 to 28, BJ. That's the problem.
He was too young.
He was too young. He got to be at least 13 to 28.
He was woke.
Yeah, he's a baby did it. They woke. You know what I'm saying? So you know how they go, man. But no, that's the issue, man. And like I said, I don't care who say today. I feel like sometimes, man, these dudes they masculinity, they just be just in their feelings and stuff, man. Very, very feminine in my opinion about this type of stuff. It's like, bro, it was a good movie. Like it don't matter who saved the day. You didn't had 100 movies where the white male saved the day. You get one with the woman saving the day, and you flip out. It doesn't make any sense. Why?
Wait, are
Because
you
don't. It don't make sense to you. Like, oh, go ahead, BJ.
are these the same people that were protesting about a logo change? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yep. Where's that Cracker Barrel?
That forced her to change it back today?
I'm not ever going back there. Okay.
They did.
Yeah, they changed it back today. They're like, we're sorry. We didn't mean to offend y'all. Come back, please.
Crazy, man.
And in them cases, it be the minorities that be the loudest, but the minority that be the loudest. But anyway. But yeah, I mean, like I said, bro, and I'm with you, Big J. That's not why these movies are failing. They try, like I said, because they are the loudest when it comes to like social media and all that stuff. They think that, oh my God, it's affecting everything. No, that's not the case. Like you said, if you were intelligent enough to understand the situation and how things are today compared to they were 5 years ago, then you would know. A lot of these movies, we just said it a minute ago, there was only one movie this year that made $1 billion. And when it made $1 billion, it ain't like it just like, well, damn near $2 billion or nothing. It barely crawled over the $1 billion mark. Barely. So it's not like all these movies are just like, oh my God, they're so bad and stuff like that. That's why they're not making the money. Like, no. We're in a day and age where people are going to have to adjust their expectations. It's not going to be a lot of them billions no more, because a lot of, like you said, Big J, people got other avenues that they're going to now. We said a million times. We talked to folks who said, I want to see that movie, but I'm going to wait until they hit the DVD or whatever, or hit streaming or whatever, because you have options now. We talked about it so many times. Superman was in the movie theater for 45 days. That's a little over a month. I can wait a month. Then I can watch it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said they have so many options now. So it's not like all of a sudden this little minority of people, they're upset, and that's why that's like, no, that's not why. That's not why. I'm guaranteeing you, if they were still doing what they're doing now, before the pandemic, these movies would be making close to $1 billion. So, I mean, like I said, Captain Marvel, but was before the pandemic. She made over $1 billion. Even with all the crying that they were doing. Remember, they were doing a lot of crying. Even with the crying that they were doing, she still made $1 billion. This also shows you that they are the minority of people who are crying. Just because they're the loudest, don't mean that it's the most. So that's why I said, like, bro, I don't think it had nothing to do with that, bro. I just feel like the fact that we need to adjust now to the fact that this is how things are going to be. I heard somebody say this too. They said 800 is going to be the new billion. I kind of agree with them, because what I tell y'all, I said I thought that Fantastic Four. I thought Fantastic Four Superman was gonna make about 700-800 million from the buzz that they had, but that's before we kind of knew how long they were gonna be in movie theaters or whatever. But from the buzz that they had, and the repeatability they had, I thought it would have made it anywhere from 700 to 800. So now, like I said, we're gonna have to adjust to the fact that these movies might not be making it. It's gonna be a while before we see another billion. I'm starting to wonder if Avatar gonna make $1 billion.
Well, you want to know something funny? I just looked up. I was looking at the last few years of box office revenues.
Mm-hmm.
In 2019, we had the top 9 movies made over $1 billion.
Yep.
All right.
You said 9.
Top 9 movies. 2020, no movie made 500 million in 2020. We know, huh?
Oh, yeah,
2021, we had one movie, Spider-Man, made over $1 billion. 2022, it was, I think, 3. Avatar, Top Gun, and Jurassic World Dominion. So we had 3 movies made over $1 billion. So we, like I said, we're dropping down every time. 2023, 2 movies, Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, no, Barbie and Super Mario. Oppenheimer didn't make over $1 billion.
I thought it did.
It was just short. It was just short.
Right, yeah.
But then, like I said, and then 2024, it was 3. It was Inside Out 2, Deadpool, Wolverine, Moana. And then, like I said, we look at the next movie, Despicable Me 4, then Wicked. But like I said, there's only 3 that made over $1 billion, but those are all kiddie movies, which is where families are going, and sometimes multiple times families are going. Those are the movies that are making money, and not, if you look at the top 10 movies, it's Inside Out, Deadpool and Wolverine, Moana 2, Despicable Me 4, Wicked, Mufasa the Lion King, Dune Part 2, Godzilla, Kung Fu Panda, Sonic the Hedgehog. That's what's making money.
What made $1 billion this year?
This year was
Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah,
another family movie. So
the other movie I think about, the Chinese movie is Ni Zha 2. Made $2 billion basically. It's made $2 million.
So they said that's not a real number. That's what I was watching listening to today. because they said that was kind of going around the internet, and people was like debunking it. That that's not true. Now I don't. They said also too, China does not put out their numbers publicly. They're the one country that does not do that when it comes to their movies. They don't put their numbers out publicly. So here in the United States, I think it made like 7 million off the movie.
22.
So
22 million
22.
total.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah,
So,
they said they made 1.8 billion in China, and then 22 in the U.S. Besides us, I don't think anybody made it to $9 billion. I mean, 9 million.
Yeah, me, yeah. So, but yeah.
So I hear that, and I hear like, so we just supposed to accept that. Like as a company, you say, well, no, I did have a project catch over $1 billion, and it was last year. It was Deadpool and Wolverine. So, and that was rated R. So there's a way, and we just gotta crack that code again. But we gonna do it. So I just maybe you got to get a little bit more grittier. Maybe you got to be this. Maybe you got to be that. But yes, you can't just sit back and just say, yeah, we had 3 that didn't make that. So what we're gonna do now? No, we just try again, and we're gonna try to switch some things up to try to get $1 billion because we just did it. We did it last year.
But here's the problem, though. So Deadpool and Wolverine, just like Spider-Man, it farmed on the nostalgia. They brought back all the old characters. You can't do that for every movie. You can't go and bring back all the old Fox people, and like I said, but you can't bring back the 3 Spider-Man every movie. That's what Sony wanted to do.
Well, that's what they wanted to do.
They wanted to bring them back. Oh, we made almost $2 billion last year. Let's do it again this year. You can't do that every time. It's going to lose its impact. So you could do that once every 5 years, and let's do a nostalgia. Get everybody in their feelings throwback. But you can't you can't go that well every movie. Like I said, I think that's what Doomsday and Secret Wars are going to be the last time they can go back to the Fox, the Fox well and do all that stuff and be like, here's all the characters together. Everybody come, look at all your childhood film people and be happy. And that's going to go away.
They're going to use that to try to spark the next phase. So how we talk about flows, right? When phase 1 was a flow, phase 2 was a flow, so on and so forth. Like this was a flow in a sense where it was no, especially going into Brave New Day and stuff like that. It was just like nothing solid around that other than Deadpool Wolverine, which was a year before, which has nothing to do with this movie in a sense. So yeah, you go through that. Fantastic Four was a good way to bring people back to the movie theater in a sense. Then you come up with Spider-Man. Hopefully that does something similar to Fantastic Four, and then you smash it with Doomsday. That gets $1 billion. Secret Wars, because everyone's invested now, right? We back.
You mean
go ahead?
You mean money wise, BA? Or you talking about critic wise?
Money wise.
You hope it's better than Fantastic Four.
I Doomsday should be better than Fantastic Four. Spider-Man should be right along with Fantastic Four.
You don't think Spider-Man can make more?
Okay,
what's Fantastic Four? Like 500 or whatever?
500. If it makes more, that's even better. That's even better. So now you have Fantastic Four, which is about 5. Let's say Spider-Man gets you 7. Okay, now we got $1 billion. We might have back-to-back $1 billion films between that Doomsday and Secret Wars. So now you have everyone that was sitting there watching the last 3 movies. They're here now. Like we have them. What do you do after that? You can't. That's the teetering point. If they had successful projects after Secret Wars, because you don't went out on a limb. You done brought people from Fox. Fox people are back and they're watching your movies now. You done got Sony people. You have everybody watching your movies again. Then what you do then? So this is years down the line, but I guess it's the Mutant Saga. I think that's what they're going. They can't fail. They have to succeed because they done went out. This is their last stop. This is their okay. I have nothing else in my deck. All my cards are on the table because, like Big J said, you can't keep tapping into this world, into this well. Like you done brought them. You done brought the Sony guys here. You done brought the Fox people. Like they are here. Now what? If you lose them now, you will never get them back. It's over. So I think this movie is so.
That's why this movie's so important, BA. Doomsday, very important. Like they gotta get this right. I know we're hearing a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and scripts ain't finished and all that stuff. They gotta get this right, bro. They got a lot riding on this movie. So, but are we finna say that, BJ?
No, I was agreeing. Like I said, they got to hit on this, and then leading in this, that's what you got to hit on You can't keep teasing people with stuff that's going in production and never gets made. You can't do that. Blade needs to come out. And then with Blade, you need to have the Midnight Suns. You need to do all those follow-ups to all the hits. The X-Men has to hit when it comes out. You got to keep firing on all cylinders. You cannot sit there and drop a dud. And
so that's a question. Have they already said what this new saga gonna be?
The Mutant Saga is the next one.
Oh, because I'm hearing all other projects coming out within the saga too.
I think
like I'm hearing what's the one with the boy name? Shi'ar Empire, the Mohawk. What's the boy name? Just like Superman.
Oh, Nova?
No, not Nova.
Her Defender.
No.
The
Gladiator?
Yeah, Gladiator. Thank you.
Gladiator, yeah.
What's that group they supposed to be doing? Crap. What am I blanking on the? Yeah, Defend. Ain't it? No, not Defenders.
Not Defenders. He's a Defender. From X-Men, the animated.
I think it's probably like man. I remember they had that news that came out. They're probably coming out with their group, like him, like Silver Surfer, like Beta Ray Bill, like all these powerful, heavy hitters or whatever. Supposed to have like a little group coming out. Like I'm hearing all this different stuff. Like I said with the X-Men, they already talking about. We're gonna talk about it Saturday, but they already got news that the X-Men they're already trying to put that together. We're hearing about Avengers, Judgment Day that's supposed to be coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're hearing all this different stuff. So I was like, and then we're also kind of hearing about Fantastic Four dealing with a nihilist. So we're hearing all this different stuff, and it's like, so what is that main saga going to be? Is it going to be the X-Men going to be the overarching saga of the new phase going forward, or is it going to be part of this phase going forward? Like that's what I was wondering, because we're hearing so many different things. So
yeah, I've been hearing that. I think the mutants are supposed to be the throughput, like they're supposed to be the through line for everything. Everything's supposed to connect to them. So, but yeah, I've heard that about the whole, because they were saying that the Judgment thing is supposed to be a way to bring back the Eternals.
Yeah,
to tie them back in.
And all that.
It's right, because that's the thing. You leave all this stuff hanging, and then you never come back and touch on it, and that's what makes people frustrated. Because, like you said, you set up all these things, and then don't come back and follow up. So you got all these just dangling threads.
That's definitely a thread with the Harrison part. Like, bro, you gotta answer that. Like, the whole entire world saw this dude hanging over the planet, talking about, yeah, I'm gonna come back and judge y'all or whatever. It's like, okay, that was 80 years ago. What's up? I can't sleep tonight because I'm scared he gonna come back and judge us. Like, what's up? Let me know when he gonna come back and judge us.
Well, that's what you got to do. Midnight Suns too. That's what I'm saying. Like the Midnight Suns need to happen. But you had in that same movie, you had Blade go up to Dane Whitman and say, "Hey, Mr. Whitman, we need to talk." You know what I mean? And
now is he gonna come back?
Once again, he should, because I mean that's a cool character. But I mean,
you don't think so?
He couldn't be part of Midnight
Suns,
or Black Knight
coming back personally.
Black Knight, Dane Whitman.
Yeah, making part of the Midnight Suns.
That's what I thought they would, because that Ebony Blade supposed to be pretty powerful. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he definitely part of the Midnight Suns. He should be part of the Midnight Suns. You're right.
Him, like I said, Ghost Rider, and Moon Knight. Like I said, have all them come together and do it right.
I agree.
You keep saying to say John Bernthal, Punisher. I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know about Punisher. Don't seem to fit. I mean, he just shoot people.
Unless they gonna make set his shotgun up with like hellfire or something.
Well,
like Johnny Blaze would when he lost the Spirit of Vengeance.
But that's the thing, you already gonna have a Ghost Rider, so I don't see the point of having the Ghost Rider and some sort of, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, let's go ahead and show some love to Playback.
Thank you to our friends over at Playback for this segment. Pause. If you're tired of the national media and the annoying ways they sometimes cover sports and other events, give the Glow Sun Production channel on Playback a try. We cover new and old school basketball, wrestling, and geek culture. And just recently, we've added boxing, mixed martial arts, anime, and even video gaming. So if you have time in your busy day, give our channel on Playback a look and check out some of our replays while you're at it. Another special shout out to our favorite at Playback. Back to the show.
Man, great show, fellas. Great show. Listen, if we don't have any questions or comments tonight. So listen, we definitely appreciate everybody, man, geeking out with your boys yet again for another episode of Cause We Geeked. We will be back here on Saturday morning, y'all. So join us here for Saturday morning for more geek conversations like this. Also, too, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Join us here every Tuesday evening, Saturday morning. And also, too, everybody hit them likes for us tonight, man. That'd be much appreciated. And also simply follow us over at Cause We Geek Clips too, man. We definitely use your help growing that channel also. So listen, y'all, with all that being said, man, it's your boy Real. Got my cuz Will. BA in the building, Big J. Listen, guys, we will be back here. Hopefully we'll get some news of the cast of Avengers by before Saturday. That'll be fire. So we'll see, man. Got Black Noir in the building. Shout out to Black Noir. That's Big J's best friend. Listen, man. So we'll see y'all on Saturday, man. Stay geeked. There we are, y'all.